Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on the Contender, we are doing it live. P Kid, we're doing it live. Steph, we're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
We are doing it live. Ladies and gentlemen,
We're doing it live.
welcome into the Windy City Breeze. And this is the official soft launch. The official soft launch for the Windy City Breeze on the Contender. Now, y'all might be sitting here. First off, before we do that, let's get to the introductions. I am your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again.
Your boy BK running it back.
Oh God.
And it's your boy Stefan the Don back at it again.
Oh God. I feel like he stole my thing there a little bit, but that's all right. That's on me, baby. But man, we are just happy to be here. If y'all are wondering what the Contender is, you got to check out the link. We got Bulls Nation in the chat already. We are live on YouTube and on Facebook as well. So y'all get in tune with us. Just a quick breakdown of what we're going to do before we do that. Kid, give them the rundown on what we're talking about today.
First and foremost, we have reached the end or toward the end of the trade deadline. So as we know, NBA trade deadline talks. And we haven't made a move yet. So guess what? We are talking about some really interesting topics here. DeMar DeRozan, maybe. Are we? Maybe. Alonzo Ball, hopefully. We're going to get into some of that. Hey, listen, should we just trade for picks?
Here's the thing.
Burn it down?
Can we build a team? Can we build a team in literally one season? AK does have an opportunity to do this, and I'll explain to you how during the show. We're going to do a lot of Bulls talk here today, so we appreciate y'all for joining us. Like I said, we are live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and live on The Contender. Now, you might be looking at me talking about, yo, Pat, you keep saying The Contender. What in the world is a Contender? Let me tell you what The Contender is. The Contender is essentially a brand new app. It is an app that is in the making. It's coming soon, but you can check out the website itself and give us a listen on the website by clicking the link in the description below. So y'all get in tune with us on that. We are live doing this video and we're live doing audio on that side. So y'all get in tune with us. And let's just get into these topics, man. We're not going to spend all day harping on where we live at because then everybody going to get up out of here. So let's jump straight into this. The trade deadline is here. And like you said, it seems like we're coming down to the umpteenth hour on this, which I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't pay attention a lot to how AK did a lot of his moves out in Denver, so I don't actually know if this is the norm or not for him. But we've got a lot of trade talk surrounding Lonzo Ball. We've got a lot of trade talk surrounding DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball especially, and I really want to get into the breakdown of the pieces that are involved in that. Because if you look at the names that are on that slate, right? We got Larry Markkinen, we've got Wendell Carter Jr., we've got Thad Young also being involved. Three names that are being involved in a trade for Lonzo Ball. My question right now to the chat and to you guys, which of those names makes the most sense in a trade for Lonzo Ball, thinking that more than likely there's probably a pick going with it?
Honestly, I would probably say because I think Sato was mentioned in that too.
Sato was the original, and they immediately shot down Sato, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not mad at because that means we have an ability to have 2 point guards.
Yeah, but if it was me, I would say Thad. If it was me, I would say Thad. The only reason why I wouldn't actually get him up out of here, if possible, is if Zach asked for it. But on the flip side to that,
yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
On the flip side of that, the Bulls need backcourt help, bro. They need somebody to space the floor.
Absolutely,
they need this ball movement because the Bulls are at their best when they're moving the ball. So I feel like if anybody's gonna be included in the Lonzo trade, it definitely got to be that.
I think it boils down to what you value the most. and whose production you value the most out of the ones that are available or that we're making available to these teams. And again, I've said it before. This is why I like to get into these conversations early, because now we're coming to down to the wire.
Yeah.
And Lonzo Ball isn't just a scrub whose name doesn't ring bells. There's a lot of organizations that see that he is a real point guard. Like Magic Johnson was just on ESPN and a couple other outlets yesterday talking about and praising Lonzo Ball's basketball IQ. He, in fact, called him one of the smartest.
We agree with Magic take on that?
But listen, I can't disagree with Magic on that.
That's
it's
the tough
Magic.
part. That's the tough part.
You know? Magic is the point guard. Like, you can't disagree with that, right?
Stephen A. faced, because Stephen A. was ready to disagree with it, and Max was like, do it. I dare you to. I dare you to disagree with the GOAT, Magic Johnson.
And it's funny because Magic comes from purely a point guard perspective. Someone who initiates your offense, gets everyone else involved. He's not coming from the aspect of like where Stephen A. was coming from, an aggressive guard who's going to look to put up buckets.
Right.
That's what De'Aaron Fox does, and that's what that conversation was. And there, but in full context of what we need, we kind of know who our scorers are. Like, the Bulls don't have a problem scoring the basketball when we're rolling. We have a problem getting that offense to click on a consistent basis. And that the issues we have are something that a good point guard clears up. And so now it's like, all right, listen, if I'm trading anyone for Lonzo Ball, for me, it's Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen was out for a good portion of the season. We hit a stride with him out. That means that his production necessarily didn't hurt or help me realistically. Because when he came in, that means Kobe had less minutes and stuff like that. He made up that 20 points that we needed. Outside of that, it's like it's the same thing. So I really need someone to help take control of my offense, initiate my offense, get the ball out of Zach's hands, get those turnovers down. And I think Lonzo Ball does that. So for me, Lauri's on the chopping block for that, and I would ship him out way before I do a Thad, because Thad is the next best thing that we have on our team outside of Zach.
Facts.
But I can understand why we would use him as a trade piece, though.
I think the interesting thing to me with Thad is, yes, I agree with your point, but to me also, I think if you don't have to use Thad in that situation, hold on to Thad, because let's be real, Thad is capital in a different kind of way. You might get rid of Thad and take a step back at that position, but Thad is, according to reports, and we've been burned by reports before. Would you say anything that's reported on Twitter instantly loses credibility?
Facts.
So we've been burned by reports before, but Thad is somebody who's garnering first round love.
Yeah.
First round pick love, according to the reports. And so to me, I'm not giving up a Thad Young to a team that's struggling, trying to get itself together. I want to give up a Thad Young, although Thad Young teaching Zion Williamson, oh my God. But I want to give up a Thad Young and get a pick back. I want to send Thad to a contender. I'm here to send Thad to the Clippers, or send Thad to the Lakers, or send Thad to Brooklyn. Really ain't got no space for him. I was gonna say Brooklyn, but
Brooklyn has no picks.
They got nothing. You know what I'm saying? They gave it all up.
Yeah. Rightfully so. I mean, look what they got back. Like, I mean,
I'm not dissing the Hall at all, but I'm just saying, like, teams in the East that a Thad on. Let's be real. Y'all had the debate for almost an hour about Danny Ainge not getting a big man. Now, is Thad Young a big man? No, but we absolutely realize that Thad Young can guard most big men in the league, and he's just a better Tristan Thompson. Like, a way better Tristan Thompson. He's going to give you the rebounds. He's going to score, and he brings the passing ability. Let's not sleep on Thaddeus Johnson. At this point in his career, Tristan Thompson's giving you boards.
Yeah, but that being a way better Tristan, you couldn't find a better analogy.
Well, just because Tristan's on that team.
You know what?
Tristan's on that team. That's why I'm saying that.
Al Horford.
I don't know if I can say he's a better Al Horford. Al Horford was maybe at this point. Maybe at this point.
Yeah, but Al Horford didn't give you ball handling and assists. He
what?
He didn't. Not to the same level that does. Now, don't get me wrong. For what Al Horford did, and I'm using him in the context of being on that team, because that he was on that team. For what he did, he was absolutely phenomenal for what he did for Boston, if that's what we're still considering. But I mean, I can see him giving me those vibes. A more mobile version of that, if you need to.
Right.
Okay, now that
That's what I meant to say. A
makes
more mobile
sense.
version
Okay,
of
I got
him.
you.
Not better. That's a poor choice of
got you.
words right there. I got to stop that.
Yeah.
We can't be
But
capping like that.
I think the interesting thing for me, if you're doing, but my point with that, and that's why I say the interesting thing. My point with that is that Thad brings you capital in a very different way.
Facts.
That brings you capital that Lowry's not going to get you. That brings you capital that, and that's sad to say, that brings you capital that trading away Wendell is not going to get you. You're not getting first round pick offers for any of those guys. Now, granted, the pick you're getting is probably 22, 23. More than likely. You'll probably get, but that's 22, 23. There's drafts that 22 and 23 has turned into really good players in this league. There's drafts at this point that second rounders have turned into great players in this league.
Even now, when didn't Halliburton get drafted? I think he was.
Halliburton was late. No, Halliburton was still technically a lottery pick, right?
No, Halliburton
Wasn't he top
was
15?
early, bro.
He was top 15. Yeah.
Or was it Cole? I think Cole.
Cole
Nah, that
got
was
drafted
Cole.
late.
Nah, you think-
Cole got
you thinking
drafted
of
late,
Cole.
absolutely.
Obi Toppin got drafted outside.
Yeah,
of the top
Obi,
10.
Obi.
Obi Toppin kind of.
He's not getting opportunity. But
Obi
Buddy
Toppin
can
kind of
ball.
wild. But I think the interesting thing, somebody in the chat said ninth for that one, for Halliburton.
No, didn't he get drafted ninth?
Didn't he? No.
Then
Somebody
he
pull
got
up the
deal.
draft. Somebody pull up the draft. We're not doing this. We live on the Contender right now, sounding like this. We're not doing this.
We're not doing that. Okay.
But the interesting thing to me is if you can swap Lowry for Lonzo, possibly saving your pick, right? Are we losing anything in that situation?
12.
I don't think so. He was 12. He was 12. Shout out to y'all in the chat too. The chat had us.
Oh, because I know Denny was 9.
Yeah, you knew because
Denny was
you just wanted Denny to be cold.
Man, listen, Denny is, for all intents and purposes, he is what I believe, given the opportunity, he is what we wanted Lowry to be.
We'll see.
I think
we'll see.
He ain't getting a shot on the team he's on. Trust me. He ain't getting used on the team he's on.
Russ said, what position you play? I'm a point guard. That ain't it.
That ain't
You're going to have to pick another one because that ain't it. We got one of them already.
Now, but all the people that we're talking about, I'm still like wondering where did Otto Porter? How come his name ain't floating around? I've only seen his name float around on one.
Because for Otto Porter, you're literally just like Otto Porter's going to a bad team. And so you have to have a player. Otto Porter's going to be one of those players that I'm going to send you to a bad team because a good team's not going to take you. Because one, if they're good, they probably don't have the cap room for you.
Facts.
And two, they're not going to send you back anything worthwhile for it. Like nobody's sending a second round pick for Otto Porter.
I heard something about him getting bought out, actually.
I could see that scenario more than likely just because of the COVID situation.
Right.
But I'm going to be real with y'all. There is an opportunity for this Bulls team to really switch gears in a very LeBron way. In a very LeBron way.
I'm willing to take this trip. Go ahead.
We kicking it off like that?
We kicking it off like that.
LeBron way. That means trade away everybody and get. Okay, here we go. Come on.
So this is the thing, right? You've talked about attracting talent.
All right.
You've talked about attracting talent. If I am a younger big man that's getting bought out.
I have to understand what you said. I thought you said young. No, never mind. All right, there we go. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Doing it live.
We're doing it live. If I'm a younger big man in this league that is getting bought out or is getting traded for, but there's quite a few players that are on the chopping block because of the COVID payroll and all that, teams trying to get back under, blah, blah, blah. If I see the Bulls make the right trade, there's a possibility that I think better players could absolutely come to the Chicago Bulls. Could absolutely come to the Chicago Bulls. What we got there? What we got? Oh, that's just a proposed?
Yeah.
That's a proposed?
Yeah. Otto Porter, Tomas Satoransky, Wendell Carter Jr. for Steven Adams and Lonzo Ball.
It works in the trade machine. Why would New Orleans do that? It works in the trade machine. But to my point, you know what I'm saying? Like if you get Lonzo and Zach in here and you see them starting to make moves, starting to flourish a little bit, which I can see your point why you say getting him in here earlier would have been better because you can't attract that. But if you make the right trades, say you go out and you trade for Lonzo Ball, and it costs you Sato or it costs you Thad, but you also have a move in place because I'm gonna be real honest with you. Tell me Lowry Markkanen in a Spurs jersey don't just seem right.
It seems right.
Don't just seem right. If you can hold on to Lowry
Mavs.
and make Lowry, Mavs ain't got nobody I really want though.
They like that.
They already have a Lowry.
Mavs ain't got nobody. They already have a Lowry. Look,
they got Porzingis, and he's going through the same issue. He's not staying.
They like that.
So it's like
they like that international pieces though.
They do. I could absolutely see Mark Cuban being like, "Yeah, I like both of them.
Yeah,
put them on the floor together." But to me, if you can hold on to or use Thad in that way, like I said, I would rather use him as capital for the future. But if you want to make a quick gear shift, if you can use Thad in that way to acquire Lonzo Ball with a pick possibly, and you can send Lowry to San Antonio and get DeMar back,
it won't work numbers wise. I've already done it. The only thing
for the Bulls cap or for their cap
for just period, it just wouldn't work. We would have to send them Otto plus something and get DeMar and some picks back. They've already flirted with that trade example in there just because it's
but see this but Otto's a buyout. Yeah, you use Otto as a buyout. You know what I'm saying? You get Otto out of there by any means necessary. That's $28 million against your cap. And unfortunately, as sad as it is to say, he's easier to get rid of than Felicio.
And the thing is, too, it's been a lot of times where teams will take the trade and then buy the player out anyway. So, I mean,
Spurs are in that moment really to do that. Yeah. They're rebuilding anyway.
And but I think if you're rebuilding, right, especially with a Greg Popovich who's possibly on his way out, because Greg been seeming like I'm out here coaching, I'm still killing it, but yo, I'm chilling on this side. I ain't seen Greg Popovich sit down this long ever.
On top of that, the beard is getting longer and longer.
Dog, the hair is not getting cut no more.
He doesn't care.
Pop looked like, yo, I'm trying to finish out these last few years.
I'm here just so I don't get fined. That's what it is. And at this point, he probably could just walk away and not be anything.
But he's also leaving a regime in place.
That's true.
He's leaving a regime in place. So it's not like you're going to
first female assistant coach.
I would hope first female head coach. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really thought Becky Hammond for the Bulls job would have been dope.
Bro, that would have been killer, bro.
But I mean, hey, look, she's already in a system there where literally everything is in place for her. She knows the system. You send a young player there.
Not to say that she couldn't. I don't see her coming to Chicago making an
impact. I didn't see her messing herself up like that either.
Yeah.
But you send a young player there in Lowry Markkanen, you find a way to get Otto's money off of the books, and you build a team like that. And then, listen, now you're in an attractive place. Now Andre Drummond, maybe he does get bought out. And all of a sudden he's like, hey, yo, I could go out west with Bron or I could go out west with Kawhi, but hey, yo, they slitting throats out there.
Yeah.
The East, shoot, the Bulls win 3 games in a row. They back to a 4th seed.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And so to me, that's a situation in my opinion where if you're going to go in and try to not destroy your future, make moves like that. Because the Spurs are in the mode of give me a pick and a player that I can use and we can move forward with this.
Is DeMar DeRozan worth picks? The reason I ask is
DeMar's 31. He's still having a pretty good season.
31 or 35?
31.
It's 31.
31.
Okay, 35.
I thought you said
35.
No. I got him confused with somebody.
Real this.
I got him confused.
He said 35, dog.
I got him confused.
What?
No.
Yeah, he's 31.
DeMar 31, absolutely.
So he's absolutely worth a pick to me. And here's the thing. Here's whatever we do.
Yeah.
I still go back to why I prefer earlier moves or getting out there early to be buyers. Because the player we really want is either Andre Drummond, because we know we need a big man, or Lonzo Ball, because we need a point guard. Right? Well, Lonzo Ball is being now courted by, and when I say courted, I mean the organizations being contacted from the Sixers, Golden State, Clippers, and I think those are the 3 right there.
Yeah.
Come on. For those who say that they have nothing to offer,
I will say
you've been living under a rock.
Well, this is the thing. They want to pick, right? They want to pick for Lonzo essentially so that they can turn him into something or a young player. Clippers,
which
really,
Golden State can give.
Golden State could give it, but
And Golden State has a better package to give him. Period.
But here's my thing with Golden State. Why do you bring Lonzo in when your system is a run and gun, shoot it up kind of offense where I need a point guard to absolutely set me up, but Stephen Curry already does that for you.
Stephen Curry plays off the ball a lot.
Even so, when you get Klay Thompson back, Klay Thompson can do that for you. You know what I'm saying?
So now I got two guys who play off the ball who are deadly shooters with a point guard.
The only
True,
thing,
I agree with you.
And I got Wiseman.
I agree with you on that, but I think I would say Golden State is probably trying to switch gears on their mentality as well, because I don't see them getting another Draymond Green in there. I see them going to, we got our shooters and we're going to have our big man of the future, because now they have a legit big man, which is something they've never had.
Yeah.
They've never, I mean, they've had JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee's a good rim protector. You're 7 feet tall.
They've never had a big man that can both score and be a rim protector. And it seems like he can do both.
And James Wiseman seems like he can do both. And so to me, I don't see the Warriors being in on that for a couple reasons. One, because you got Steph and Klay, but the other reason to me is if I'm gonna start thinking about these guys are one day gonna retire, I'm gonna start thinking about that now.
Let's reel it back though, because we've seen them potentially flirt with moving on from Draymond. And what does Draymond do? Draymond is a king of the triple single,
for sure.
What is Lonzo the king of? Triple singles. Lonzo will give me 8, 8, and 8.
See, I feel like that's an old narrative though. Lonzo been scoring more this year.
He has been.
Lonzo's been scoring.
Not
Lonzo's
only can he
been
give me my 8, 8, and 8, he could potentially give me my 16, 8, and 8, which is exactly what I need, because that's exactly what Draymond kind of feels in. Draymond does it without all the yelling and stuff like that, because at this point, Draymond has cost him a lot of games. Now, I know that this is the Chicago Bulls podcast, but the whole reason we're even talking about this realistically is because these are the teams that are trying to go after Lonzo Ball.
By the way, we got 81 in the chat. We got 22 likes. If we get them likes up real quick.
You see we here. You see we on live. You see you doing it. Hey, listen, we're on the Contender as well. Check the link. Listen, it's a new app. You're going to see us on there doing a lot of what we do now. So I want you to go in and tune into that. It's a soft launch, but guess what? We're getting it together. Don't worry about it. But if you are in the chat and you see that thumbs up and you ain't hit it yet, I don't care if it's a thumbs down. Hit the button. Hit the button.
to the button.
Just hit the button. Just hit the button.
Just press the button.
Back to the show. Like I was saying. but anyway. But so like what all I'm saying is what us now, like I'm hoping that because we're on his list of preferred teams, that's the only thing keeping us in the contention or in the conversation. Because other than that, there are teams who are interested in him who can give more.
I would say the Lakers is the best team that could give something, right?
Clippers.
The Clippers, what they giving?
Oh, I don't know, but the Lakers went after them. It's Clippers. The Lakers are after Drummond.
True. But I'm just, what are the Clippers giving?
I don't know who they giving.
There's no young players on that team that somebody would want. And if it is, well, no. Luke Kennard.
They're trying to come up.
I would take, but they like Luke Kennard. The Clippers like Luke Kennard.
Do they really though?
I like Lonzo on the Clippers with PG and Kawhi in a heartbeat.
I love that.
I put Lonzo right there, and this is a bucket.
I love
Serge Ibaka coming back too.
But realistically, you think about the teams that are in a position, and as sad as it is to say, the teams that are in a position to be good. And you want to make that move based on the fact that I can send this player to you. You're going to sign him. At a certain point, y'all are going to be good, but not before this draft pick gets here.
Why are we listening to Pat? Here's the problem. Pat is the same person who was all in on Kobe White. Why are we talking about trading Kobe White?
No.
You know why we hold on,
to further your point, this was the same person who was in on Mitch Trubisky.
Hold on.
Until because it was an entire pie. I had to sit down and explain to him. I had to sit down and explain to him.
See, this where he get it. This where he get it messed up.
No,
this is where he gets it messed up.
Bro, I told him
the pod was talking about what Mitchell Trubisky's potential could be. And I said how he plays, and based on what his skill set is, Mitchell Trubisky could be a white Cam Newton if he keeps developing. This is off of the 20.
Wait.
This is off of the 24-12 season.
Just wait.
This is off of the 24-12 season. This is 2 years ago, and y'all act like it's impossible for somebody's opinion to change.
No, bro.
You're not finna sit here.
It was a year and a half ago, bro. We was right here, and I told you the way that he playing right now, he's going to wind up literally either costing everybody their job or everybody's on the brink of getting fired. And where are they now?
No, we wasn't having that kind. Well, by then I was like, I don't know what he is though, because that was in the season when we went 8-8 again.
Okay, listen. All I'm saying is we're getting back to the Bulls because the Cam Newton, 245, 6'5", 30 pounds on.
Yeah, bro.
Bro. Anyway, listen. Going back to why is it Kobe? Why is it Kobe White on this?
You know why? Do you know why?
I really want to. I don't know why.
You want to know why? Because Kobe White is at the point where he's playing 2 more minutes than Archie Diacono.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Kobe White is playing 2 more minutes than Archie Diacono.
What does that mean?
That means you got no value. Who I'm gonna trade you to that wants you? Who I'm gonna send you to? The Magic? For what? Because they got their guy. You have to have value to make a trade.
It's a throw-in.
They got 2.
As a throw-in, you can see it, but throw-in names don't pop up.
Bro, so
that's true.
Throw-in names don't pop up. You know what I'm saying? Like if we hear tomorrow, like Mitch Trubisky, or not Mitch Trubisky, my bad. You got me on that now. If we hear tomorrow that Cristiano Felicio is involved in a trade, we're gonna be like, oh, who the heck took Felicio? That's weird. But at no point is Felicio's name gonna come up in anything.
Yeah.
And the only reason people are gonna take him is for a cash dump.
Yeah.
He's off the books after this year. But when you don't have value, your name don't pop up. I have no reason to say your name in a trade because you don't have that kind of value. I can't put you in a trade and be like, hey, yo, I'm going to send you Kobe White because he's a scorer. Because he hasn't proven that he's a scorer. And when we put Kobe White in a role that we felt was his role, when he was at his best, when he had his best moments in a Bulls jersey off of the bench, he got worse.
Which is funny because I made a video kind of discussing why we should trade Kobe White. And the moment that video came out, I said, why would you trade one of our best players? Because, the Breeze Nation let me have it. Some of those.
I thought you were talking about me.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about me. When did I say that?
Why would we trade one of our best players? And I was like, because he has no other inherent value outside of scoring. And because of that, and because we already have our designated 2 guard, our all-star 2 guard, who gives me who's having a Kobe Bryant breakout season. Go look at the stats if you don't believe me. Compare 2001 Kobe to Zach LaVine today. The numbers are literally spot on. Because we already have that, I don't need that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And since he's already he went on a string of giving me nice 17 to 20 point games, a couple 30s back to back. Guess what? Trade you while your value's high. Because I know we don't need that guy.
Yes. This is the thing. Hindsight's 2020.
No, it's not hindsight. I called it.
It's not hindsight. No, this is the thing.
Called.
This is the thing. You were right. As of right now. You were right.
No, I feel like that's for
it could be. It could be. It could absolutely be, right? It could absolutely be. But this is the thing. I don't want my GM operating like we operate.
Oh, no.
If you live, breathe, and die basketball, everything you do, you wake up and it's basketball. We're very irrational. Like, let's be real. Let's be real.
Okay, listen. You all irrational.
No.
Okay. You all irrational.
Yeah.
I called this pretty spot on. Okay.
Hey, look. He hyped because he got one.
No.
He hyped because he got one.
No.
He got one. Everybody gets one.
Everybody get one.
I also called that Oladipo was on the move. Also called Oladipo was on the move, and guess what? Not only is he on the move, it looks like he may be coming back east.
Hey, what do you say? Tell him, Peter. I guess everybody gets one. Hey, look. I'm just saying, as a GM, especially if you're coming in an evaluation season, I don't want you sitting here looking 20 games in, and you just like, hey, he don't look that good. Trade him. Because that doesn't allow the ebbs and flow of an actual basketball player. And when you got to those 20 games in, at those 20 games, he had that string of games that you saw.
Okay.
So you're seeing something there.
I've seen the ebbs and flows of
Hey, look,
Kobe White.
we
I know exactly what I was getting, and I knew exactly what I needed. If I had to play GM, trust me, I would have did a great job.
over 100 in the chat.
Over 100. Thank you. Hey, listen. How many likes?
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hey,
here we go. Let's see how many likes we got up in here.
Maybe start pulling the Kevin Samuels.
We are at 45 likes, over 100 in the chat. 45 likes. That's all right.
Yeah,
though.
listen, you
That's
see the
all right,
difference.
though.
But no, seriously, we saw what we were going to get out of him.
Yeah,
and I don't believe in the notion of he was under this regime and this, that, and the other. Good players or quality players show you what they can do when given the opportunity, and we gave him starter minutes. At the same time that rookies who had no NBA experience came in, were given starter minutes and outplayed him.
The Mike Nice in the chat, Baki in the line.
He was playing
Cole when they played Orlando.
Oh man,
outplayed him.
He dogged him out.
Even though the stats show that they had an even game,
yeah,
you could see that rookie come in and look more poised than Kobe.
Yeah,
and Kobe was just told to do what he do. So at this point, it's like, listen, I know what I'm getting from you right now. This isn't your time. I hope he does well. I never want someone to just do poorly. And besides that, I know he's better than me.
I don't know. You took a personal vendetta towards Kobe.
I took a personal vendetta towards Kobe. We were betting our future on him. It seemed like we're not betting our future, but it seems like Billy Donovan did exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah.
He evaluated the talent.
Right.
And I thought that evaluation went a little too long. And I think it cost us games.
I think it's very typical for an NBA though. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about Kobe White for the next hour.
No, I'm not going to talk about Kobe White.
But I think it's very typical for the NBA. When you got to move somebody out, you usually move them out after the All-Star break, because if you ain't figured it out by the first half of the season, I can't use you, and so I'm going to give you a new role. And when he got in that new role, he didn't do as well.
I mean, honestly, I'm with P. Kid though. Like, he was getting 30 plus minutes a night and only averaging 14, and you had these other kids come in like we already know what Lonzo was doing. We already know what Tyrese Halliburton was doing.
Yeah.
So it was like we already saw like what the people at the
Lonzo
top that was
more
getting drafted
for Lowry, but I get what you're saying.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Was already doing for their expected teams. You see Anthony Edwards coming on as of late. I think Tyrese Halliburton just had a 28-point game. You can't be giving me.
Hey yo, people got to start getting out of his way. People got to start giving him Zach respect.
People
got to start giving him Zach respect.
Start
bro.
making executive decisions.
The Zach respect irritates me because I never see nobody
contest that
get dunked on. Like I be wanting to see somebody dunk on Zach, but I mean I be wanting to see Zach dunk on somebody. But everybody just be like, hey, yo, that's 2 times.
Hey.
I have no wanting desire to die. Hey, look. And who was my man that he dunked on? What's his name? Up in Toronto, Watanabe or whatever his name is. Watanabe, ain't that his name? That Edwards dunked on. He said, I would jump at that 100% of the time. He was like, that's how I'm gonna make my way. I said, that's a bad career choice. That's a bad career choice for you right there.
You
dog.
definitely made yourself famous. You definitely made yourself famous.
And the drill is Stacey said though, he was like, yeah, that's what all the liars say.
And that's a bar.
The thing about Edwards is he looks for that. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Like you're there. Oh, it's 2 people in the lane. Oh, I think I could still make this dunk. Somebody's going to be opposed to today. That type of aggression is what's going to make the NBA so great.
The next generation, because there's so many people with that mindset.
It's like no fear.
It's so many people. Because Ja Morant, well, I don't care how tall you are. He is going to try to get over you. He is going to try to take your head.
Now, going back into this Bulls talk, because I appreciate everyone in the chat that the conversation is still going. We are still rocking and rolling with it. I see people say that Thad plays well. Like, listen, I want us to keep those pieces. That cornerstone in Thad is something that I believe we need to keep if we're going to try to make a playoff push for this season. Right. However, you have to also consider what we may be trying to do long term. If long term the best move is to actually move him, I think now will be the time. Yeah. This may be the best basketball he's going to play. Like, that's the risk you take. Right. You also got to think about it like this.
Defensively, I would say. Yeah. I've seen him be, because I mean, if you can pass, you can pass. I'm sorry. Rondo still will dot you up on the court. He'll still drop 12 assists.
If you're a playmaker, you can make plays. That's what you're saying. Yeah. And so that doesn't change. But you got to remember that this is also a risk on several levels. No matter what we say or how inconsistent his play is, Larry Markin is still averaging Kristaps Porzingis numbers. And no one would say, if I sat there and threw it out there, hey, if you wanted Kristaps Porzingis, would you take him? I think the chat would go nuts. Yeah, we want him. Why wouldn't we want him, right? Guess what? He gives us the same. He gives Dallas the same production Larry Markin
that Larry's giving us. Yeah.
Look up the numbers
wise.
Yeah,
numbers wise. And I this is the thing though. I can't say that. I can't 100% agree because I don't watch Dallas night in and night out. Larry's numbers look great, but it's because Larry gave us 4 30-point games in a row or something crazy like that.
Yeah,
and then like 2 8s and a 6. And then he gave us a 17 and a 25 and then a 4. And so to me, it's like I said in the video today, y'all check that out as well. I'm fine with bringing I'm fine with keeping Larry on the team if a trade don't happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you paying him Cristiano Felicio money. You want to make 8 to 10 million a year for the next 4 years? You can be here. But your injuries that continue to pile up. This is not a, oh, you got hurt at this time and it's something that's lingering. No, these are different things every time. And so you got one of two options. You take this Cristiano Felicio contract, or, which he's not going to take. He'd be stupid to take it. He's not going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Or we package you in this trade. And I think you come to him one last time and see what he's going to do. If you feel like he can be a piece, like on a let's think of Lowry if you traded him, because I think Lowry has better trade value than even I think, or any of us think. Because if I send Lowry to the Clippers, now granted, picks wise, blah, 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 money wise, it might not even work out. I haven't looked it up. But if I send Lowry to a contending team and he's 3, PG, Kawhi, and then Lowry, or AD, LeBron, and then Lowry.
Not to cut you off, but right now it seems like Larry Marketing is in heavy talks with for Alonzo, kind of on a straight up deal. So it doesn't look like it's very likely that he goes anywhere else. So it looks,
and
like
that's better for us because I believe Lonzo is a restricted free agent, if I'm not mistaken. So any deal that's out there we can match, but you absolutely want to get that deal done before the season. So now are we, because those heavy talks ran, appreciate you for jumping in on that.
And it seems like it's kind of confirmed because Woj seems to be in on it as well.
Is Woj in on it?
Woj seems to be in on
what is the latest news? Keep watching the Twitterverse, y'all. Chat, keep watching the Twitterverse.
I'm gonna just say this though. To me, now going, because I know we argued about the Drummond point, and I told you, and Pat told you that me personally, I just didn't feel like I would pay Drummond $220. But if you give me Zach,
123 in the chat, we got it busting. Let's go.
If you give me Zach, and then you give me Lonzo, who's only 23 years old, and I know that right now the pressure's not on him because I know that we building, and he's in that type of situation. I know that he can get this offense going.
Right.
I take that. As
well, at this point, I don't think anybody's in on a trade for Drummond. So I think that Drummond's going to get bought out.
Okay.
And so now it's about, and in that situation, not to cut you off, but in that situation, it's about that scenario I said before. Now you have to make a couple trades and open up money so that your team is the most enticing team. Because like when we had in the post-game debate talking about Lonzo, or talking about Drummond coming here and getting max money, the Bulls aren't a championship team with Drummond. They're top 4, top 5.
Almost all the reports are saying Woj, and with Woj saying, hey, this is pretty much a done deal.
Yeah, with Drummond and just Zach, the Bulls are top 4, top 5.
Which I don't believe anymore because guess who also was a done deal to come to Chicago?
Which one?
Wilson. Wilson was almost a done deal to come to Chicago. Right?
Easy
so I'm not getting my hopes up or anything, right? Chicago was it's
Twitter, like any report that starts with Twitter said.
Hey, listen,
this actually hit. But Woj is different. Woj is different.
But this hit a lot of the Wilson talk. Hit a lot
but
of people.
I saw the Woj though. Woj went on ESPN and said it, and then somebody retweeted it. So that's different.
Right.
That's different.
That's cool. All right.
But this is the thing to me, and y'all let me know in the chat if you could build that. What are you trading to get that in here?
So
what are you trading? So I'm saying because you at this point you just want to make it enticing to Drummond, right? Because you want to be more enticing for future than a team that can win a ring right now.
Which
That's
obviously,
tough.
Which
That's
obviously
tough.
it falls in line with what Billy Donovan actually just released today, saying that they're not just trading for today, they're trading for the future.
Absolutely.
And so the one thing I would say with that whole clip right there,
Yeah.
don't try to go for a ring. Chicago, Breeze family, we ain't getting a ring this year.
Absolutely not.
All right,
Absolutely
we ain't
not.
getting a ring this year.
But I will say,
Just be happy to be top eight.
Hold up,
The only thing we got in common is we a basketball team.
But
Listen, that's the only thing we got in common.
we
Whoever
also
wins,
play basketball.
whoever wins, we only got in common that we both play in the NBA. That's it. All right. So at this point, we are building for the future.
Yeah.
Let's get that through our minds, because a lot of people sit there, jump ship, like, oh, we didn't win this year. Did you think we were going to win this year?
Yeah.
Did you really think so? I'm sorry, I cut you off. What was you going to say, Ringo?
Nah, I was just gonna say
He
that,
never forgets.
I was just gonna say that I'm with the if Drummond get bought out, I just tell Drummond straight up, like, if that's the case, I got Lonzo, I got Zach. We'll play the rest of the year.
Are we going to do this Drummond thing?
See what you, bro. I'm not backing down off what I said. You had, so I can tell you that to your face.
I was there last time.
Like,
No, you weren't.
No.
Y'all had this.
You
Okay,
was
you
on
was on the other end when y'all had this.
I don't
Talk
know
about
why
it.
you thought something was gonna change.
Listen.
I'm not paying him.
He got so
And
aggressive.
we
He
is.
got so aggressive.
We is.
This is
But-
why you can't be in Stephen
but-
A. and Max Kellerman's room.
like, nah, but I just don't feel. I would tell him, like, hey, yo, we got these two pieces. You can rock with us, but I'm not gonna pay him $220 off of the standpoint. His version of play, I feel like necessarily doesn't warrant the 220. Gobert's does. That's
Oh my God.
Bro, you
what?
got no.
Hold
You
on.
can't no.
Hold on. See,
He
now
can leave.
Now you
Wait,
gonna make me argue
wait.
his point here.
Here we go. I got this.
Because if you look, we did the Bulls not just play them, right?
With no big man, yeah. With no big man, we already know we don't have a big man. Rudy Gobert's gonna eat.
Do me a favor.
But for what they have, Donovan Mitchell, I think they said it on
He works
on
with
the
their
game.
team. I won't disagree. with that. He works with their team.
They have the number one pick and roll assist.
Yeah.
Team. He moves his feet, and if you actually watch him, for what they have, he never stopped. I don't think he's warranted 220 on this squad.
Do me a favor. Give me
on this squad, he's not
four
warranted
big
220.
men better than Drummond.
4 big men better than Drummond.
I would say Jokic. I would say Embiid.
Embiid.
What Embiid does to him is disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
And I'm not gonna lie to you.
Disrespectful.
Maybe that's the reason you don't want him, because you're gonna have to play Embiid
That's
at
it.
some point.
Give me four.
I would say Embiid.
Now, mind
I would
you,
say-
AD
I
is
would
not
say
a center.
Jokic. Well, you said big man.
AD is not a center.
AD's not a center. AD's not a
So
center.
give me
I agree with you. on
so just to clarify, because I know people in the comment. Well, AD ain't even on the floor right now. But let's just say this: give me 4 big men, real legitimate big men that are better than Drummond. Give me 4.
Jokic, Embiid.
I think this also today's NBA, because I can't even think of 4 big men.
I would say I can't even
think of 4 big men.
I can't even think of 4.
Hold on.
In the chat, give me 4 big men better
I got
than Drummond.
I would say based on
Jared Allen.
No, come on.
They on the same team.
No. But I'm saying though.
Oh no, I'm tweaking. I'm thinking the wrong part. No, I would say Vucevic. I would say Vucevic.
Okay.
I would say
You
Vucevic.
see how hard you have to come up with that?
But this is modern NBA. We don't think about centers at all.
Hey,
if
listen.
we think about a center, it's because you are.
Did you see how hard you have to? Now listen, I could argue with you.
I would say
that Rudy Gobert is not better than Andre Drummond. He's in a better system.
You wouldn't have to argue with me.
I'm gonna have to argue with you, right? He's in a better system,
Hey,
but he's not a better player.
Hey, I'm on Shaq's side of that
Because
argument.
guess what? Andre Drummond still has is on the list for all-time rebounds per game.
Sabonis is a good name, but Sabonis is 4.
Sabonis is a 4. Hey, listen.
No, Miles Turner.
No. No,
No?
Miles Turner is not bad. He's leading in blocks. I give him that, but he does nothing else. Andre Drummond.
He stretches the floor.
Andre Drummond does way more than Miles Turner.
I can't say way. He does something better. He absolutely rebounds.
He
better.
rebounds better.
He rebounds better. But
he's up there in blocks.
But this is the thing.
And he's up there in points amongst big men.
He's up there in points. But
where's Miles Turner outside of blocks?
He can
see how you have to think about it.
Out of blocks.
That's it right there. You have to think about it.
The thing.
When you have to think about it,
no,
that's case closed.
No, but I'm saying,
I don't want to say the wrong thing.
I'm saying
someone said Karl Anthony Towns. Listen, Karl Anthony Towns gets sneezed on. That's a whole different thing. Okay, let's
I mean, he's a better offensive
joke right now after he didn't had COVID.
Yeah.
So did Rudy Gobert.
I'm talking about
Rudy
Gobert.
He ended the season.
For Gobert.
He ended the season.
He
ended the season. Listen,
they paid this man $220 million after he shut down the league. I'm not messing with that man. You can't be out here.
No,
give me Miles Turner's. Let me look up Miles Turner's numbers real
quick.
Let me look up Miles Turner's numbers real
we're
quick.
only having this conversation in relationship to the Bulls needing a big man, right? Yeah. And we're not going to get Vucevic. We may be able to make a move for Miles Turner, which would be better than what we currently have, because guess what? We don't have a great interior defense, period. I don't care what you say. We're not going to get a Rudy Gobert.
Miles Turner 13-6, and I got to see the blocks. I can't see the blocks right
now. Now, again, I'm talking about someone who, if he was to stop playing today, is top 10. He's in an all-time greatest list.
He is young.
And he's young. He's 26,
he's 26. Yeah, he's young.
So right now,
a lot of miles on them knees.
He's already in a historic category. And you're going to say, hey, this player can't potentially be a max contract player?
I'm not
that
saying
doesn't even make sense.
Jonathan said Ringo's favorite player, Hassan Whiteside, is better.
Bro, we're not doing that.
No, I will ask this because we got about 10 minutes left on, a little over 10 minutes left on the live, and we're gonna keep the content rolling. But great question here from Matty Matt. He's a P1 on the show. Shout out to Matty Matt. He says, if the Bulls stand pat, if they do nothing. And I want to touch on this. We're going to touch on this on the other side as well. But if y'all want to continue rocking with the conversation, click the link to the Contender in the link below. There's going to be a mobile link. There's going to be a desktop link. Click the link that corresponds to what you want, and you can continue to hear the audio on the other side. That is going to be how we're going to be simulcasting. We on our Mike and Mike up in this mug. What's the black version of Mike and Mike? What is that?
Windy City Breeze.
The Windy City Breeze. But if they stand pat and do nothing, are you upset on the other side? Are you upset on the other side of the deadline?
Before we answer that, name me one big man right now that's giving me 18 and 13 right now.
Don't you say Rudy Gobert. I will throw this mic at you.
Give just one. 18 and 13. I give you one. AD. And 18.
Jokic.
AD is not giving me 13 rebounds.
Jokic probably got 11 rebounds though. Jokic probably had 11 rebounds. 11. Hey, look, this is the thing.
I'm here for the smoke. I'm here.
Hold on. Jokic. Let's go for it. And to answer your question,
Matty, was it Matty Matt?
Yeah.
Matty Matt, love you, Matty Matt. P1 right there. Guess what? If they did nothing, I'm upset because then that threatens. I
think that tells the Zach we're not really trying to compete right now.
And to me, I'm more worried about that.
I don't like that.
All of my commentary that revolves around us making a move or trading a piece has always been to make sure that we are sending the right communique to our star player. And star players want to be around other people who can help them get to the goal, which is to win. And if we make no move, to be out there and to say, hey, we tried, I like that. If they try and it ultimately just falls through, that's different. But to say, you know what, we ain't gonna do nothing, we're gonna wait. No, I don't like that because there's too many teams that are building up to be a contender that are going to be in play, and some of the best people are already going to be locked up.
He researching like a mug. Not only that though, and we gonna keep. Like I said, that's why I said y'all got to come over to the Contender because we're gonna keep the drumming conversation going. But I want to hit on this before we get out of here. The question to me is making a move. Or is not making a move signaling to him that you're not trying versus making a move for somebody he doesn't want gone who could be a Thad Young, which could also disgruntle your star. Because that's the line you're towing right now. Because like I said, nobody, let's be real, Lonzo's going to be nice. And I think with the Chicago Bulls, Lonzo will be a nice player. Lonzo should not have been the second pick in the draft.
Oh no, but no.
Okay, I'm just saying. Well, difference of opinion there. But in my opinion,
can I get 1 minute to explain?
Go ahead.
I think the situation in which Lonzo was put in was horrible because Lonzo didn't got that one season, then LeBron came. And
True.
when you and I don't care what anyone says, the allure around LeBron is, hey, you got to change your game. You're going to be forced to the corner. You're going to be a spot-up shooter, even if you're a rebounder, but you're going to go to the finals.
Yeah.
And guess what? That's cool because at the end of the day, it's about winning, right?
Yeah.
But your whole legacy changes. Kevin Love is no longer remembered as a guy who put up 30 rebounds and 30 points.
That's crazy.
He's remembered as a guy who even messed up one of the finals and stuff like that, or he's washed up. Kevin Love was a beast.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So you can see that. Chris Bosh does not get the respect he deserves for being on the Miami Heat because of what the changes he had to make to appease, a 50 games of LeBron James.
Facts.
Right? So to me, Lonzo fit in that role where, hey, I'm the point guard, but guess what? I can't run point because LeBron runs point now.
Yeah. It's the same thing we just said with Dennis.
Yeah.
What's your position? Point guard. That ain't it.
Oh, look at Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder main buckets is when LeBron is not on the floor.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
For sure,
so any point guard,
sure.
they have Ray John Rondo,
Well,
right?
Think about. Let's be real.
Bro, they have Rondo on the championship team, and he didn't run.
Didn't play. Didn't even play really.
It's Rondo.
This is my thing with. To your point, the Chicago, or not the Chicago. I'm sorry. The Los Angeles Lakers had Jordan Clarkson at that same time, who is now a lock for sixth man of the year.
Listen, every player that left that Lakers team has had a meteoric rise since then. Lonzo Ball has slowly crept up. Randall is balling in New York. B.I. is showing out in New Orleans. Clarkson is now showing out.
Yeah.
Everybody was on that court, except for Kuzma, who's still on the Lakers.
But is it worth it?
For Kuzma to be on the Lakers?
No. Is it worth it to make those kind of moves? You got a ring. Is the ring worth it?
No.
If I'm young,
you young, but your team was trash.
For Kuzma, it's not going to be worth it because his whole legacy is now, you got it because of LeBron.
Yeah.
And we're now in the era where no one values the rings as much as they used to. They value the stats and stuff like that. So guess what? He's not going to be able to produce and show what he can do because he plays the same position as LeBron. He's going to get less opportunity, which we've already seen.
That's actually fact.
He plays in LA.
That's actually fact. Yeah. I seen a post today saying that if James Harden gets a ring, he's automatically going to be better than D-Wade.
Okay, all right.
James Harden will be better than D-Wade.
Talent-wise, yeah, he will.
James Harden would be better than D-Wade.
D-Wade's going to move to 4. D-Wade's going to move to 4.
Off of one ring?
Yes.
James Harden is more talented than D-Wade was. D-Wade was amazing because D-Wade could rise up and dunk on Verjao, and you would look at D-Wade and be like, his vert ain't that high. He shouldn't have been able to do that. D-Wade is an all-time great, but James Harden skill-wise, I think, moves up. But to me, if the Bulls stand pat and did nothing, that would be tough. That would be tough because I think you're signaling – it's tough.
Hey, Cornelius, thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
It's tough. That's tough, man. That's tough. What do y'all think in the chat, man? What do y'all think in the chat? Smash that like button as well. Smash that like button. We really appreciate y'all for rocking with us and tuning in with us. We get into the last 5 minutes of the show. I really want to tell y'all kind of, unless it's some news.
No, it's no news, but if you don't mind,
go ahead.
For those who don't know, obviously we are simulcasting. We are telling you all, if you want to continue to follow this conversation, still rock out with us, please click the link in the description. Yeah. We are going to be on the Contender, continuing this from 6 to 7. And we would really love for you all to come over and check this out. This is actually one of the things that we've been testing out, and where you'll be able to catch us on. We're hoping that it's a daily thing. So not just on YouTube and things of that nature, but for those who, when you're in your car, you rocking out. Hey, listen,
because
you get to
we
rock
know
with us.
how many of y'all done popped in. Jay Crit ain't even been in here, I don't think, unless I missed him, and I usually don't miss Jay Crit. Yeah, we know that y'all busy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all everybody ain't just gonna sit here and sit here for an hour and watch us on YouTube. We appreciate y'all that do. We appreciate y'all that do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, y'all, if y'all liking the video, it's in support of us. But if you here, you here. Shout out to you. Real talk. And so we want to make it so that y'all can continue, just in case you don't have that opportunity. Just in case you don't have the opportunity to sit down and watch a YouTube video for an hour. When you sitting at work, maybe you worked, what would this be? Second shift? This second shift, right? Yeah, this second shift. If you working second shift right now, you know what I'm saying? And you can't just plug the earphones in, hit the phone power button on your phone. I don't know why I couldn't figure out what that was. I just had a stroke right there.
Get my man a drink.
I just had a stroke right there.
It's 5:00 somewhere. It literally is.
But no, we really want to give y'all this content, give y'all this stuff so that y'all can really continue to enjoy the content, because that's why we love doing it, because y'all enjoying it. And so shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for rocking with us. We're going to keep this thing going on the other side. We got about 3 minutes left.
Now again,
about 3 minutes
you ain't
left.
got the instructions. Click the link in the description. It says The Contender Sports. Download that on your phone. Tune into the breeze.
It ain't the app.
Hey, listen, it's the desktop version, but guess what?
You can swipe out of it.
Swipe out. Guess what? Download that joint.
Yeah.
And then rock out with us. And listen, still, we want to load up this chat with some questions, because I want to torch Ringo on some stuff outside of drumming. This is not going to end well for him.
High key, technically, even I don't know. I think after the live ends, you can keep commenting in the live.
You actually can keep commenting.
So if you listening and you want to keep commenting, keep commenting. Keep commenting. Any last things just before we get off of the live on the Bulls? It is free, YBS. It is free. I guess I should have said that. Very free. Y'all tune in.
Yes.
Free. Tune in for free.
Cost you nothing. Just like that light don't cost you nothing that you keep.
Just like that light.
Okay.
But no. If I'm gonna say anything about the Bulls, make a move. But if it does cost you too much, don't leverage your future. Because I think there's teams out there that you can pass off Lowry marketing on and get something for. No matter what. I think if the Lonzo for Lowry thing doesn't work straight up, that's fine. I think if DeMar is it, and we didn't talk as much on DeMar, and we'll talk a little bit more on it on the other side, but mostly just because I haven't heard nobody factual speak about that.
Yeah.
Like we've said, I've heard Twitter speak about that. I haven't heard anybody legit speak about that. So for me, that's my thing.
Oh, John, I like that question. Jonathan, I like that question.
What do you say?
Although it's the division rivals, would you place a call to Indiana if they're listening for calls for Sabonis?
Heck yeah. Sabonis, bro. See, this is the thing. Ain't no divisions in the NBA. There's no such thing as divisions in the NBA.
At all. I'll tell you this right now. You say Sabonis. Guess what? You could take that. You could take Lowry. You take them both. We can go ahead and roll on.
Yeah.
That's what you can do right there. Hey, in a heartbeat. How about that? In a heartbeat. That one player gives me everything I need in three right there. Hey, take Wendell Carter Jr. for a pick too. While we talking about it, hey, listen, I know what I need. Don't worry about it. Hey, listen, right now we're about to transition out. All of you all, we love you all. Hey, listen, we're continuing the conversation. Switch over. We'll have to continue that conversation. Peace out.
Oh, God. Y'all stay safe out there. It is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Joined by the Brody Bro, P Kid, Petty Casanova, and Stefan the Don. Hey, yo, Chicago. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Peace.